Hello, and welcome to Your Vote Counts, a public informational, nonpartisan service program designed to get acquainted with the candidates vying for the 2022 general election races of Congressional District 6, Senate Districts 10 and 11, House Districts 17 through 23, Salem City Council, and Marion County Commissioners. These interviews come to you through the producers at Capital Community Media and a collaboration on questions and moderators from the Association of University Women, Salem City Club, and the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties. All 27 candidates for these races were invited, and all but 6 chose to participate. Candidates did not receive the questions, which were prepared by the League of Women Voters, ahead of time. Candidates were invited to prepare a 2-minute opening statement addressing their background and qualifications for their office, as well as a 2-minute closing statement addressing their goals for the office if they're elected. I am Toma Cadu from the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties, and it's my pleasure to introduce Dan Farrington, who is running for House District 20. Welcome, candidate Farrington. We look forward to your opening remarks.
Thank you. My name is Dan Farrington. I was born and raised in Newport, Oregon. I had 4 brothers. My parents were working class people that taught us how to work hard, take care of our family, and give back to the community. And that's something I've done my whole life. I got a degree in education and moved from Eugene to Salem, Oregon 30 years ago. We lived in South Salem. I'm married. My wife, Linda, we raised 6 children, 4 girls and 2 boys, all graduates of South Salem High School, all 6 college graduates. 5 of the 6 are married. Our 6th one's getting married next June, and we have 6 granddaughters. So we have a lot of activity going around our house and places to go to visit. But also I started my own business 20 years ago called Sunrise Medical Consultants. I started that with 1 employee, and currently we have 16 employees. We do business all through Oregon and Washington. We do independent medical exams for the work comp. It's called Sunrise Medical. And so jobs is very important to me. Pro-business in our state is very important to make sure that we can be successful and achieve the things we do. I've been a coach for 40 years. I've been invested in lots of kids' lives and parents' lives, of changing them and having expectations and accountability, discipline, and raising the bar. So our education needs to be something that's we're raising the bar and not lowering our standards, but raising our standards and have expectations of our children to be successful. Also, I'm a mentor at the Union Gospel Mission. I mentor men there that are in the New Life Fellowship program. I've been doing that for the last 5 years and had a lot of success. So I'm very passionate about the men, but also the Samaka House that have the women in it. So it's a great program, and look forward to answering your questions.
Thanks for that background information. Now let's give you an opportunity to address our questions developed for this interview. Our first question is focused on the Inflation Reduction Act. Could you please discuss that act and what elements will benefit Oregon?
Well, I'm not familiar with that Inflation Act. I would have to review it, but I know that from owning my own business that the price of gasoline is off the charts, and that tax is huge. I know that the products coming from farmlands to the warehouses to the stores are increasing because of the cost of labor and work to do that. And we see it in all industries, and that our prices are going up, and we have to learn how to reduce tax structure, regulations, rules, so that the business owners can be successful, so we can keep the price down for people. And right now, it is too high.
Thank you for that. What do you think about the renewable energy tax credits?
Well, I think it's great to have that, but we still need gasoline, oil, to be successful, and natural gas. I mean, we can't have an all or nothing type organization. It's great to have all these incentives, but long term, it's going to take a lot longer than what they say 2035. They want to cut everything off like California. We cannot do that. We cannot set a date and say this is when it's going to be the cutoff date. In Oregon, we will not be successful. It's not fair to the business owners. I think through what we saw in last year, the ice storm, I'm sure glad I had natural gas, so I had heat in my home because I didn't have any of that. So as far as credits, that's great to have that, but I don't want it to be an all or nothing types program.
Thank you. What steps should be taken to address Oregon's youth mental health needs?
Well, it starts in the classroom. I think what we need to do from K to 5, we need to be teaching writing, math, arithmetic, and social studies only. And the social stuff that they're trying to push on our children right now is unfair. We as parents and people in our community, we want kids to be able to read and write by the time they're 4. And I think a lot of the mental illness is trying to teach them something that's not fair to them, trying to tell them who they are. And instead of actually teach them skills. A job in education is about teaching skills so kids can achieve things. And then as they get older and older, then that support system will come in for the mental illness. I mean, we have lots of counselors in high school and that type of thing. It's great, but also homelessness. We have a lot of kids that our youth are homeless, and we have to be able to invest in organizations that are going to help mentor them and come alongside them. But I think it starts from what is our part of K through 5, what is our expectations of our children? And it should be about teaching the basic skills, reading, writing, and give them that jump start to go into middle school.
Let's explore a facet of elections. What is being done to protect and support county election officials and their support staff as they conduct election duties? Is there anything else that should be done?
You know, I witnessed them 2 years ago. I was able to go in and they had a recount, and I went in and watched that. I think it's a very good program. I think I would like to see us go back to voters that had to go in and write down your votes in booths back instead of the mailing, because the mailing, they're not controlling the mailing as the way they should be. The mailing, they're not taking people off the list when they move and that type of thing. I think we need to go back to having booths and people going and doing our right on Voters Day is going down and saying I voted and get my sticker. I think that's the way we should be doing it. But I think right now the process, what I saw, like especially on a recount, I think there is accountability there, and I witnessed that. But I'd like to get back to the paper ballots.
And do you have any particular senses about how we can do more to protect and support our county election offices?
Not sure. I would have to hear what their issues are. You know, again, like being in business, that's what I do. I said when I see issues and there's problems, tell me about them. Let's figure it out. Let's problem solve. I'm a great problem solver. That's part of being a coach. We always try to evaluate the situation. What is the best situation for this organization? What are the issues? What are we running into? What are the problems? I would like to hear those problems and maybe figure it out. But I think that's the way we have to approach it. That's the way I would approach it. That's the way I approach everything, and especially in business coaching, all that. Is you take the issue and then problem solve it and figure out the best solution for everyone, not just a couple people.
Moving on, one economic forecast predicts a 2024 kicker for taxpayers. How do you see this relating to rising inflation, recession, and a stable economy? Well,
I don't know when the last time we saw a kicker come back to our taxpayers in our state. It would be nice to be able to see that. again, we were given a lot of money from the federal government, and how that process, that means taxes are going to go up for lots of people. And I think there needs to be a balance. That's something I would look at. Again, back to the problem solving, trying to figure out where this money come in. If we're going to raise taxes, let's figure that out and why. And if there's a kicker rebate back to our business owners and our taxpayers in our state, I think there should be a reimbursement to them. Again, we all work together. We all pay taxes together. And if they have too much money, I'd like to see that rebate.
Thank you. We're going to turn to a question about education. How should we address the teacher shortages that Oregon is experiencing?
Well, it comes back to what we're teaching in school. I mean, I think a lot of teachers would be in school right now if we were teaching reading, math, arithmetic, social studies, history, and staying there and not be forced all these social issues have to be taught in the classroom. Again, teachers, in my background, I went to school to be a teacher. I want to go into a classroom and make everyone in that room great. I want to be able to teach the subject and make sure that everyone in the room is understanding and have the opportunity to grow. And if we're going to teach a whole bunch of social issues that mixes everybody up, that should not be our approach. I think we have to say, what is our mission statement for our education, and stick to it and quit adding stuff to it. I really would like to see fourth graders reading and writing well. So when they go into middle school, they're prepared. And the same thing when going in high school. We want our kids to reach their potential so when they graduate from high school, they have the opportunity to go out and get a job or go to college, go to a trade school, or whatever it is. They have a background that they're able to go out and do that. And when teachers are able to teach their subjects that they went to school to specialize in, and allow them to teach, they'll be very successful. But we have to let the teachers teach. And right now, it's being controlled by people above them. And I would fight for teachers, number one, to make sure that you're able to teach their subject. If it's math, arithmetic, social studies, I went to school to teach education of PE and be able to, and teach exercise the right way and not teach all the other social issues. That's not our job. That's the parents' job. Our job is to teach them our subjects. And I think you'll have teachers more come back. And I think people want to get into education because I can teach the subjects. And also in education too, there needs to be some accountability, consequences when people get in trouble, and making sure that happens to protect our teachers. Okay. And also, I mean, when you look at a lot of these high schools, I'm a coach, I've been around there. They got four assistant principals and 3 behavior specialists and all this. I mean, we need to control from K through 12 and do a better job. And we're not doing it. It's a disservice to our community, to our people in Oregon. We need to go back to where we teach the basics in school.
Thank you. Does Oregon have the resources to provide adequate and accessible health care to Oregonians? Why or why not?
Well, everybody, I think, we have the Oregon Health Department that is able to provide insurance for people. Business owners do that automatically. I don't think we should be forced to provide insurance because as companies, most of us do that, and we want our employees to have medical benefits. But all people in our state have an opportunity to get some type of health care privileges and help. So again, that's there already. So I don't think we need to add to that. I think one of our measures is about that. That's coming up, and I would, I think people have the care if they reach out and get it. And again, we need to educate where that is. I think education for these people is more important of what services are available, because they are out there. We have to have good advocates and availability.
Considering the CDC public health statistics on injuries and deaths from shootings, how do you want to address open discussion and guns in our society? And this will be our last question, Dan.
Well, I'm pro-gun. I think we have to have protection. We have the Second Amendment right, and I think I'm full supportive of that to protect our people. I think we should have SROs in schools that will protect our children. I think we should have concealed weapons available in those settings too, because we never know. And again, being a gun owner too, that we know how to use it. We know how to protect people if we had to. I hope I never have to do that. But the SROs in schools are very important to protect our children. And I'll be 100% pro-gun. I support the NRA, and I support people with guns.
Well, thank you for answering our questions. And now, candidate Farrington, will you please share your 2-minute closing statement about your goals for this office if you're elected?
Yes. Well, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Dan Farrington. I'm running House District 20, which is South Salem, West Salem, Monmouth, and Independence. I've been a family man for many years. I've raised 6 children in this community. I've coached in this community, and I've lived in Oregon my whole life. And I'm a 3rd-generation business owner. So number one is I'm pro-business. I want people to be all businesses to be successful. Whatever industry you're in, I want you to see you successful. So we're going to control how the tax structures are in this state. We're going to remove the cat tax, which is ridiculous when you ever think about taxing somebody on their gross sales. You would never go there. So I'm going to be pro-business. I'm going to help small business be successful. Education, I want to make sure that we're teaching the kids the basics so they have the tools to be successful in life. And right now, they don't have the tools to be successful in life. There needs to be accountability and consequences. Public safety, we need to make sure that we have Measure 110 is removed. And I'll make sure of that if I'm in the office, because it's not helping people having drugs on the streets. Police officers are struggling doing their jobs, and I'll remove a few of the things that have passed that keep police officers from doing their job. We want them to be successful. We want people to be police officers. We want them to be firemen and firewomen, and we want people to work in those industries, and we have to support them. I'm going to be a big advocate for homelessness too, because being a mentor at the UGM, I'm active in all the organizations that the Be Bold, the Ideal Solutions, the LEAD program with our sheriffs, all of them. We need to support them. But the problem is we can send all this money to help with recovery, and we're not helping them after they get through recovery. We need more mentorship, and we need more offices to help them. Thank you. Vote for Dan Farrington.
Thank you, Dan Farrington, for our interview today and for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
And thanks to Capital Community Media for their extensive technology and producer skills used to create this program. Thank you to the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties for the design and preparation of the program, and to AAUW and the Salem City Club for help with the question development and providing moderators. And thanks to you, the public, for watching in order to become a more informed voter. For more local, state, and national voter information on candidates and ballot issues, visit vote411.org. You have until October 18th to register to vote or make any changes in your registration. Ballots will be mailed out around October 19th and 20th, and according to a new law, will be accepted if postmarked before or on November 8th. Elections matter. Remember to vote, because your vote counts.